always nice to be at home, especially after a great road trip. The Twins had that. They hope to have a great homestand with the Twins comfortably in front in the American League Central. Thanks to the sweep in Chicago, they start this weekend series 9 games ahead of Chicago in the American League Central. And boy, is it ever good to be home at Target Field. Dick Raymer and Bert Blyleven with you for the first of 3 with the Oakland A's. It would seem as if the Twins have an insurmountable lead in the division. It's not just the 9 games. 10 of the 16 games to be played are here at Target Field, where the Twins have been very, very good.
Yeah, I think you have to look at Twins history and see how this team has rated over the years against other teams. Back in 1969, the Twins played over 700 ball teams, as a ball club. In 87, when we won the first World Series here, they played very well. We played very well at home. And then you look in 2002, they won 2 of every 3 ball games here at the Dome. But then 2006, remember they had to wait till the last day to go to postseason. And so far this year, well, you don't quite know what the record is so far, but they've won 2 out of 3. And I always say, you want to play 500 on the road and you win at home, and the Twins have done exactly that.
Well, they won on the road. They had a 5-1 road trip, and we're used to seeing the likes of Thome and Mauer and guys like that provide the big hits in a successful series. What was so remarkable about the road trip is that the Twins got a lot of production 1 through 9 in their batting order. In fact, their number 9 hitter had a great road trip.
Yeah, balance. That's what's going to get the Twins deep in the postseason, because once you get into postseason, you need guys to step up. In the month of September, it's been J.J. Hardy, hitting .357. He's currently on a 7-game hitting streak where he has 10 hits in his last 25 at-bats. That's a .400 average. So J.J. Hardy, a big reason that the Twins are in the position they're in.
They have won the season series already against the Oakland A's. They have the Cleveland Indians later in this homestand, and a chance for the Twins in this homestand to clinch a division title. It all gets started here in just a moment. By your local Northland Ford dealer. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by GMC. We are professional grade.
Tonight at Target Field, the Twins and the Athletics open a 3-game series. Minnesota try to take a bite out of that magic number. It's at 8 as they hit the field tonight. Also tonight, while you're enjoying this game on television, you can log on to FoxSportsNorth.com and click on the Prep Zone for 4 outstanding high school football matchups every Friday night all throughout the football season. You can do this tonight. These games have just gotten underway. Stevens Point, Minnetonka, Matamidi, St. Thomas Academy, a big matchup in Class 4A. Champlin Park and Blaine, to Northwest Suburban Conference Powers square off at Blaine, and Sartell and Brainerd in the Central Lakes Conference. All those games happening right now. All you have to do is go to FoxSportsNorth.com, click on the Prep Zone link. Speaking of football, Ben Revere was an all-state football wide receiver as a high school player in Kentucky. Tonight he makes his first big league start hitting leadoff. First pitch next.
Twins' magic number is in single digits. Tonight they return home looking to continue the countdown. Target Field is where they played their best baseball all season long. And Gardy and his gang are hoping to continue that trend down the stretch with their sights set on clinching the Central. Minnesota Twins baseball starts now. And the skies have cleared somewhat. We got a beautiful fall Friday evening for Twins baseball. And the Twins still congratulating each other after a great road trip, a sweep of the Chicago White Sox, and now the challenge is to continue to whittle down that magic number. Menard's batting order for the Oakland A's in the series opener. Twins have won 5 of the 6 games between these two teams. Coco Crisp, Derek Barton, Mark Ellis, Jack Cust hitting in the cleanup spot. Kurt Suzuki, Rajai Davis, Aki Iwamura, Chris Carter, and Cliff Pennington.
And the Chiefs got a report on tonight's starter, right-handed pitcher Nick Blackburn, making his 23rd start and his 5th start since coming back from the minor league assignment he was on. And he's been a different pitcher since return. 2-1 as a starter, very good earned run average. And but he's looking for his first career win against the Oakland A's. In 6 starts in his career at the major league level against the A's, he has yet to win a ball game, so hopefully it'll be the first here tonight.
The Twins out on the field, different look with Ben Revere starting his first major league game. He's flanked by Delman Young and Jason Repko. Valencia, Hardy, Hudson, Kadire around the infield. Drew Butera doing the catching. It was Mauer catching in Butera's regular spot with Pavano on the mound last night. And Ben Revere giving Denard Span the night off. Span injured his shoulder in making a diving attempt on a line drive last night, and so Span sits and Revere gets a chance to play.
Well, pretty exciting moment right there for Ben Revere, as Denard Span is a fan on the bench tonight, and a guy that plays almost every day with that little soreness in the shoulder. Revere getting an opportunity to make his first major league start.
Yeah, I'm not in New Britain anymore.
He's a good kid, too.
Sure
We had a chance to talk to him. He's a great kid.
Well, here's Coco Crisp, and Blackburn's first pitch misses ball 1. Crisp, Barton, and Ellis in the first inning against Blackburn. Foul back, 1-1. The A's had an off day here yesterday while the Twins were wrapping up the series and road trip in Chicago.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier about Blackburn. You know, he's this is his 7th career start against the Oakland A's. He faced them in Oakland earlier this year, lasted only 2 2/3 innings. But this, I think, is a different Nick Blackburn than he was in June. That's kind of when he started to take that little bit of a downfall and really struggle. Had a great month of May, but then after that, June and July were not pretty.
Bouncer to second. Easy play for Hudson for the first out.
Well, Nick Blackburn, since he's come back up, now one of the losses was in that extra inning ball game where he ended up pitching the 13th inning. But overall, 2-2. Look at the earned run average. I mean, he is attacking down in the strike zone. His mechanics have really improved to where he's staying back over that pitching rubber, creating that good sinking fastball, and that's his out pitch. You know, we saw him get out right there on Coco Crisp on the breaking ball, but it all keys on the good sinking fastball down.
Eric Barton, the hitter, taking ball 1. And, you know, what an enviable spot for Ron Gardenhire and Rick Anderson. Here we are, a couple weeks left in the season. There's actually a glut of starting pitchers here for the Twins right now. Scott Baker wants to start. He feels physically that he's ready to start. There's simply no room for him because Blackburn's doing well. Dunson's doing well. Liriano, Pavano. Everybody's doing a good job. Kevin Slowey.
Well, I know the Twins are going to get into postseason. They're probably going to need 4 starters. Right now, you look at Liriano, Pavano, Dunsing, and who's going to be number 4? And Blackburn continues to pitch the way he is. He could be number 4. Could it be Slowey? Could it be Baker?
But again, a nice problem to have.
Yes, it's an audition time now.
3-1 to Barton. Leads the major leagues with 101 walks. Blackburn snags it. 2 ground ball outs. Blackburn gets the glove down on the mound to pick up the one hopper. Twins baseball brought to you tonight in Sony High Definition. So 2 down, and Mark Ellis, hottest hitter for the Oakland A's, will hit in an uncustomary spot for him. He's not your prototypical third place hitter, but he's having a great September.
Yeah, when you're hitting 440 in the month of September, 22 hits and 50 at bats. You know, Oakland A's are not a very good offensive ball club. They're hitting 254 as a club. That's 9th in the American League. But they don't have much power. You know, they can steal some bases, but it's important to try to keep these guys off the bases. 139 stolen bases. Ellis kind of a veteran here, too, for the Oakland A's.
So far, so good. 3 ground ball outs and a quick top of the first for Nick Blackburn.
He came and told me, said, can you hit lefties well? I'm like, yeah. He goes, all right, you playing center field? I'm like, awesome. So I haven't been playing for a while usually, but so it'd be nice to get in there, get a couple more ABs, so it should be nice.
What's he supposed to say? The manager asked him whether he can hit left-handers. He wants to play. Of course he can hit left-handers.
And we're going to find out right here against a very good lefty, being Brett Anderson.
First pitch up and away, ball one to Ben Revere. 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. He struck out in his only prior Major League at bat, 1-1. Wearing the jaw guard there, the extra protection because he was hit in the face by a pitch a month and a half ago. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Yeah, he missed 22 ball games down at Double-A, but ended up hitting .305 at New Britain in 94 ball games.
Well, a little dribbler. That's going to be a tough play for Anderson. Out, and the first baseman, Barton, has his wrist bent back. Revere narrowly retired at first base, and Barton, lucky if he didn't get seriously hurt.
Well, you saw the speed of Revere. You also saw a pitcher that kind of went after that ball and put it in his glove rather than barehanded. So it made a very close play at first. Anderson right there, you want to barehand that ball. You don't want that any part of the glove. And then the throw, Revere hustling down the line, and watch Revere and the ball land at the same time. And Barton, somehow that ball was able to stay in the glove.
Well, that one over the left shoulder of Revere and didn't hit him is amazing. Now, if it had hit him,
he's probably out.
He might have been called out. Right. One down. Here's Orlando Hudson.
And why was he called out? Because he was on the infield side of that baseline. And it's kind of a rule that I really don't like. I don't agree with. But, you know, that's the rule of baseball.
So Revere puts it in play, nearly gets an infield hit. You can see the lane there, the second shorter chalk line where a runner is supposed to run on his way to first.
Well, you know what? You're supposed to run on that line right there on the outfield side. But you know what? When you come, especially like a Hudson, okay? I mean, he's running down that line. He's going to maybe get a ground ball. He's going to run toward first base. What are you supposed to go to the right and then run and then touch your foot with your left bag? Or your left foot? I just think, you know, they should have some leeway there.
2-1 to Hudson. And now 3-1. Delman Young will follow. That's hit to the gap in left center field. Chris chasing it. He won't get there. High off the wall on the first hop. Hudson to second with a one-out double. Hudson had a tough first couple of games in Chicago, but last night he got a couple of hits and an extra base hit in his first at bat tonight.
I also worked the count in his favor where Anderson came in with a fastball pretty much right there, and Hudson was ready to hit. He jumped all over it. We've seen balls that hit the track before jump over for a ground rule double. That ball a little bit closer to that fence out by the bullpen. It stayed in, but Hudson a one-out double, his 22nd double of the year.
Here's Delman Young. Hit his 18th home run of the year last night, a 2-run shot. Slap foul. Here's the Twins batting order. Revere, Hudson, and Young inheriting the third spot in the batting order. Doing very well here at Target Field. Then Cuddyer, Thome, and Valencia. Hardy, Repko, and Gutierrez. Twins, particularly at home, have made a habit of scoring in the very first inning. Grounded to short. Hudson will try to advance. And he's out. Another base running blunder by Hudson.
Well, we saw Chicago do that. Brent Morrow did the same thing yesterday. You know, that ball right there, it has to be to your left if you're the runner at second. And Pennington, all he has to do is make a good throw over to third base. And, you know, Hudson taking a chance, but the out is recorded at third. Now Delman's at first with 2 outs.
And Michael Cuddyer at the plate. missing down and in, ball one.
Let's take a look at the Dodge Ram scouting report on left-handed pitcher Brett Anderson, making his 16th start. He's had 2 stints on a disabled list, some elbow problems this year, and run support has not only been a mystery to him, but really for all the Oakland A's starters.
Ground ball to Ellis. Kadires retired, and the Twins can't do anything with Hudson's one-out double. No score after 1.
Opener between the Twins and the Athletics. I'm Anthony LaPanto. While you're enjoying this game at home, check out FoxSportsNorth.com, the Prep Zone. Click on the Prep Zone link, and you can see 4 live streams of high school football games every Friday night. Tonight we have 4 intriguing matchups. These games are just underway. Mahtomedi and St. Thomas Academy, 2 of the top teams in Class 4A. Champlin Park and Blaine, 2 of the big rivals in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Sartell and Brainerd, Minnetonka, Stevens Point, all happening right now. All you have to do is go to FoxSportsNorth.com and click on the Prep Zone link. Dick and Bert?
Thank you, sir. It feels like football weather. Feels like playoff baseball weather. Cool. Obviously, the humidity gone out of the air this time of year, and it's a very exciting time to watch Twins baseball in this beautiful ballpark with the coolness of the evening. Jack Cust with a swing and a miss, providing a bit of a breeze for the 40,000 here.
Wow, Jack Cust has very good numbers against Nick Blackburn. 8 hits and 15 at-bats with a home run. So this is another test for Nick Blackburn against the Oakland A's, where he's trying to win for the first time in 7 starts.
Outside, 1-1.
He's beaten every American League ball club except, of course, the Oakland A's and the Toronto Blue Jays.
And a called strike. 1 and 2. It kind of defies the odds because he's had a couple of games against Oakland in Oakland where it looked like he was going to get a win. He had a shutout going through 7 innings and just a handful of pitches. He was breezing. And in a sequence of 3 or 4 pitches, the A's got 3 runs against him and beat him. And then Twins gave him a 10-run lead in a game last year in Oakland. And the A's came back and ended up winning a wild ball game. Foul back, 2 and 2.
Now Jack Cust, a very good fastball hitter. He has 11 home runs on the year, which isn't much, but the Oakland A's don't hit a lot of home runs. 91 home runs. They're tied with the Seattle Mariners for the fewest amount of home runs in the American League.
2 and 2 to Cust. 4 days ago hit his 100th major league home run. And he rifles one to the gap in right center field. Revere will play the bounce, and Cust has a leadoff double.
Well, it wasn't the fastball. He looked like he threw something off speed, and Cust able to get out in front a little bit. And it's a leadoff double here in the top of the 2nd inning. his 18th double of the year. So Cust again, one of those hitters against Nick Blackburn, has had very good success.
So the Twins got a one-out double in the first, but didn't score. See what the A's do with their leadoff double. Kurt Suzuki, the hitter.
Yeah, Suzuki, kind of one of those catchers that kind of goes under the radar. Very good receiver. He's been here for 4 years in Oakland. Very steady player. Spent some time on a disabled list earlier this year.
Might be a function of who's hitting around him, but his batting average has taken about a 30-point hit from what it normally is. One strike to Suzuki. And now a ball. He's durable. He's very good behind the plate. He should get some credit for this rapidly developing young rotation that the A's have put together. Rajai Davis on deck. 1-1 to Suzuki. 2-1.
Well, no free passes right here. You need Suzuki to swing the bat. 34 walks for Blackburn, 1 intentional in 136 innings pitched. So pretty good control.
Two and one. And outside 3-1. Blackburn had an easy time of it in the first inning. You got 3 ground ball outs and just a handful of pitches.
Yeah, Blackburn last pitched on Saturday in Cleveland when the Twins ended up winning on Jim Thome's 12th inning home run, 1-0. Blackburn 8 shutout innings. In that ball game, he got 14 ground ball outs and only 6 fly ball outs. But 8 shutout innings, the second time he went 8 or more innings with shutout baseball since his return.
Looking for his 10th win and looking to become the 5th pitcher, 5th starting pitcher to get into double digits in wins. And then you've got Brian Dunsing, who won the other night, who has 9. Full count to Suzuki. Chop to the right side. Kadire will go to the bag, and Cust will go to third.
Roy Smalley down on the camera well. Nick Blackburn, ground ball pitcher.
Absolutely, Bert. We saw in the first inning what Nick Blackburn does so well when he's pitching well. Strike, 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 ground ball after ground ball. And even when he doesn't throw the ball over the plate, he's missing down. He made one bad pitch here so far to Jack Cust. Looked like a high changeup. But other than that, he really looks like he's back with the mechanics where he can throw the ball down in the zone. That sinker's an awful lot better down there, Bert, as you know.
Outside ball one, corner infielders up, middle infielders back for Rajai Davis.
See, if you're Francisco Liriano, now you're thinking strikeout. But Nick Blackburn, not really a strikeout pitcher. He'll strike out 3 or 4 over a 9-inning ball game. So he's hoping to maybe get a little pop-up or make him hit it to Kadire, who's playing in even with the bag, or Valencia. Anything up the middle, then Cust is going to score. But you try to knock down that run if you can by making good quality pitches. Maybe that good two-seamer inside to Davis, who's right on top of that plate. That's where Butera's going.
Fly ball, deep right field. And Repko makes the catch. Cust is going to try to tag. Here's Repko's throw. It's a strong one. And he's safe at the plate. Butera just missed, tagging him out. A great throw by Jason Repko in right.
Oh, an outstanding throw, and Butera caught that ball a little bit in front of home plate and then had to go back and tag Cust. And by that time, Cust got his foot on the plate. Look right here. He had to get that little short hop. It was a great throw by Repko, but Butera on that little short hop, able to get it, but Cust able to get across the plate before Butera could tag him. Tough little play right there for a catcher. And the Oakland A's take a 1-0 lead.
Iwamura takes ball one. Well, I think what I saw was Repko doing what outfielders are taught to do, and that is get behind the ball and get your momentum toward your throw before you catch the ball. He kind of retreated laterally and then charged the fly ball, and was able to come up with a strong throw.
Yeah, outstanding throw. Outstanding throw. We tell the fantasy campers that all the time in the Twins fantasy camp, but they just don't. They cannot do that.
Well, it's hard to throw when you've got to pick it up on the second hop. 2-1 to Iwamura. For most of the year, the A's have had Kevin Kuzman off at third, but he's had some back issues. So Oakland picked up Iwamura to play out the season at third base.
Yeah, Iwamura was released by the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Off the glove of Blackburn, and all he'll do is knock it down, so Iwamura gets an infield hit, second hit of the inning.
Yeah, you leap for it, and that ball just hit too high and right off the tip of the glove of Blackburn. So the second run of the inning, good sinker right there, creates a ground ball, but right off the glove and then kind of lands in no man's land.
That'll bring up Chris Carter, who has seen Cuss get a double, hitting the ball very hard. Iwamura getting an infield hit, and he didn't hit it very hard. Carter will take either one. He's hitless in 24 at-bats as a big leaguer, with 11 strikeouts. And he takes ball one.
Yeah, twice this young man right here was named the Oakland A's minor league player of the year. But this is his second stint. Came up in August, sent down about 8 days later, and then just recalled a couple days ago.
Check swing, and Blackburn falling behind hitters here in the second. He played here for Oakland earlier this year, went 0 for 10 in the 3-game series. 2-0 to Chris Carter. There's a strike on the outside corner.
He may have had the take on right there from Mike Gallego, the third base coach, but if I'm 0 for 25 and the count's 2-0, I'm going to be looking fastball and I'm going to be swinging. He took that fastball for strike one, and that's a good sinker right there that he just swung through.
2-2. You were never 0 for 25, were you?
No, I don't believe I was. I was just a good hitter.
Bouncer to short. Hardy has it. Whoa. Now Hudson has it. Let's play. They've just got Iwamura at second.
Good changeup by Hardy.
Cuss with a leadoff double, and he scores the first run of the game. Visit ExploreMinnesota.com. Plan your next Minnesota vacation. Some of the nightlife scenes in downtown Minneapolis. The attractions, events, and excitement of a major metropolitan city are within easy walking distance from Target Field.
Get down and boogie.
Jim Thome will lead off the second for the Twins. The A's have the first run of the game. And Thome will face Brett Anderson. Strike one to Thome. Valencia and Hardy will follow here in the Twins' second inning.
Yeah, Twins don't have a lot of at-bats against Anderson, so they have not, they don't know what exactly how he features stuff, but this young man's got very good arm. Last year, 11 wins, 11 losses for the Oakland A's in 30 starts. Pretty good slider. Actually, left-handers are hitting .329 against him.
That hits the corner 1 and 2.
That's his out pitch right there, that slider. He's got pretty good control of that fastball. Opponent's hitting .261 overall. He's given up 5 home runs, that's all. And this is his 16th start. And right-handers have hit all 5 of them.
Two and 2 to Thome. High and tight, 3 and 2. Valencia will hit next. I don't know, would you agree with this assessment? The best left-handed pitcher most baseball fans have not heard of yet.
Oakland has some lefties that you don't hear a lot about.
Check swing dribbler. Thome retired, 1 away. Here's the Northland Ford defensive alignment for the Oakland A's. Chris Carter in left, Coco Crisp in center, Rajai Davis in right. Iwamura at third, Pennington and Ellis up the middle, Barton at first, and Suzuki behind the plate.
Yeah, it's the 7th time that these two clubs have played against each other, and 4 of the 6 so far have been decided by 1 run, and the other 2 by 2 runs. Twins have won 5 of the 6 meetings, but they've been very good ball games and low-scoring games.
Valencia takes a strike. Valencia continuing to get hits and get key hits. It's the outside corner, 0-2.
Yeah, good changeup right there at 79 miles an hour.
Very high, 1-2. 16 games left for the Twins, 10 of them here at Target Field. A 6-game homestand and a 6-game road trip. And then the Twins close out the home schedule with 4 here against Toronto. And Valencia strikes out for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, there's that nasty slider he'll throw to right-handers.
Outdoor enthusiasts, Fox Sports North Outdoors is your home for the best outdoor programming every Saturday and Sunday morning. You can gain first-hand experience from the experts on everything from fishing and hunting to planning your next outdoor adventure. Fox Sports North Outdoors presented by Menards tomorrow at 6 in the morning and Sunday at 8 only on Fox Sports North.
I was talking to Ray Fosse about Anderson. We saw him twice last year. But, we see so many pitchers. And he said, you know what, when he gets ahead of right-handers, he's got that nasty slider like that, down and in. Who's that remind you of? Liriano.
Yep. Inside with a fastball, 2-1.
Coming into the ball game, 86 innings pitched, only 17 walks, 2 intentional, with 60 strikeouts.
And a strike called to even the count. There's Liriano.
Watching. And that's good. Yeah, I like that. When especially a lefty like Liriano watching another pretty good lefty go about his business. And there's that slider down and in, and Hardy just hit right on top of it to foul it off. Young man's only 22 years old.
The A's signed him to a multi-year deal, and then shortly after that he broke down with the forearm strain.
Yeah, they were very. It was serious. They thought maybe the ligament damage, but he worked out of it, and now he's making his 10th start since getting activated for the second time.
And Hardy with a one-hopper that skips by Pennington. And Hardy aboard with what might be a base hit. Pennington put the glove there, but the ball never got there.
Well, sometimes, that ball jumps a little bit, and that's tough for an infielder to get. You almost have to try to get in front of it. There's that slider, but Hardy opened up quickly, and that ball kind of maybe came up a little bit on Pennington. Pennington has had some problems as far as errors, 21 errors on the year at shortstop, but Hardy gets rewarded a base hit.
And here's Repko taking strike one. A little pop-up, short left field. And Pennington goes out to make the catch. Twins get another hit, leave another base runner. They trail 1-0.
Scratch-off lottery tickets for Jenny from Ramsey, who caught Joe Mauer's final home run of the season last year in the Metrodome. Home run number 28. She's got a picture of herself with the home run ball. Jenny, where is that ball right now?
It is at home, sitting on my shelf, and it is in a case waiting to be signed by Joe Mauer.
Waiting to be signed. Can you describe the catch?
It hit my hand, it hit my mom, and then it ended up bouncing on the floor in front of us, and she told me to grab it. I grabbed it, and I was shaking because I was so excited. Joe Mauer is my favorite Twins player.
Your mom's okay, right?
She is okay, yes.
And Jenny has been, Bert and Dick, to 11 Twins games this season without season tickets. She's a bit of a fanatic, but she's been trying to be circled by Bert every time. I think we've accomplished that here tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marty. Congratulations, Jen.
Pennington with a ground ball to short. Hardy has it. And over to Kadair, another ground ball out. First out of the third inning.
Yeah, 6 ground ball out so far for Blackburn. Hey, before we get too late, I want to, a couple of years ago, I wished Rex Fox a happy 99th birthday. Last year, I said happy 100th birthday. And here tonight, Rex, happy 101st birthday.
Well,
hopefully I can say it again next year.
And a belt-high strike to Coco Crisp. Crisp hit a ground ball to Hudson, leading off the ball game. A's are offensively challenged, which is why really good young pitchers don't have a whole lot of wins like Anderson. In the last 4 ball games, the A's have scored 3 runs in all 4. And Crisp dumps a base hit into center field. And so Crisp, who has 32 stolen bases, is at first after a single. And our Lincoln Mercury key stats speaking to the effectiveness of the Twins pitching staff.
Yeah, since August 22nd, look at that. The staff the best in all of baseball as far as combined ERAs for the starters. 2.57. Very, very good numbers.
Here's Derek Barton with a one-hopper back to Blackburn in the first inning. Nice combination here. Blackburn does a nice job of holding on runners, and Butera a very good catch and throw receiver. So the Twins, who gave up a lot of stolen bases to the White Sox in the 3-game sweep, hope to do a better job of controlling the Oakland running game.
Well, they like to run. Coco Crisp is one of those guys that likes to run, and he's been very successful at it. 32 stolen bases. He's been caught only 3 times.
Career high 32 stolen bases. Mike Gallego, the third base coach.
Now, there's only been 6 attempts for a stolen base against Blackburn, and 2 have been successful. He's pretty quick home.
And you could see the difference right there if you were watching last night. Pavano with the big leg kick, bringing his left leg up very high, and Blackburn just brings it about 8 inches up in the air and then pushes forward.
Well, it's called the slide step, and that's what Blackburn utilizes. Pavano has a tendency, to get to that balance point. That's what you're trying to do. You don't want to take anything away from what you're throwing home. Pavano has to go a little bit higher to create that balance because he's a bigger man. Where Blackburn just kind of drops that left foot and let it throw over, and he could still stay on top of that baseball and create that downward plane.
Chris with a little dialogue with James Hoy.
And congratulations to Pavano. It wasn't a pretty win, but it was his 17th win. He'll take that. He'd been shut out 4 times this year, so sometimes you need wins like that.
Outside, 2-1. It's an Oakland team that hung in there for a while and would make occasional runs at the first place Texas Rangers, but you can't really contend for a division very often if you're hanging around 500. There's a bouncer right side, and Hudson throws to first, and Crisp advances to second. And the Rangers have had a few rough spots, and the Twins have contributed to some little skids for the Rangers, but nothing over an extended period of time that's allowed the A's to jump back within striking distance.
I think the Oakland A's are looking forward to next year. They have a lot of young pitchers like you talked about. What they want to add this winter, they're hoping to add some offense, some power, especially from, say, third base. Kuzmanov has 14 home runs. He's leading the A's in that department. But they'd like to, that's why they're kind of displaying Chris Carter. He's got potential power. They're looking for more power to add quick runs.
Ellis takes a strike. Another runner at second with 2 away. Blackburn already trailing 1-0. Chop foul, and Ellis takes a seat. You think of the Oakland A's in fairly recent memory. You think of the likes of Henderson and McGuire, Canseco, Ricky Henderson, Dave Henderson. And then more recently, they had a couple of MVPs in Jason Giambi and Miguel Tejada. They were offensive players.
Yeah, during the steroid era.
But now it just seems strange that this Oakland team has some very good pitching, but one of the most anemic lineups in the American League. And they come in here 1 game below the 500 mark.
Well, they played very well at Oakland A's Coliseum. They're 44-30 on the road. They're 28-43. So they're 15 games under 500 on the road. Bob Guerin right there, and is the manager of the Oakland A's, his 4th season. He's going to be back again next year.
2 strikes to Ellis. Upper Midwest young man from South Dakota, Rapid City area. Smothered by Butera, 1-2.
.48 pitches so far for Blackburn. No walks, no strikeouts.
Bouncer to short. Hardy over to Kodai. Chris left at second. It's still 1-0 Oakland. Arby's value player of the game. You can text the word value followed by a space in the player's name. The short code 234-234.
Hey, look at that. People are voting just for Joe Mauer to have him sit.
Off the bench, never know. Here's Drew Butera, the starting catcher for the Twins. And Butera squirts one, foul. 2 strikes. It'll be Butera, Revere, and Hudson facing Anderson here in the 3rd inning.
Butera go back, put a little added pine tar on that bat.
And foul tip, Suzuki hangs on. Butera quickly retired. And this Brett Anderson, Roy Smalley looks very, very sharp and in control of matters so far.
He is in control of matters. He's in control of his really good stuff, that's for sure. And Bert, you got to feel the way I do about watching Brett Anderson's mechanics. I love the economy of his pitching motion. You talk about balance point. He has very little excess movement in his mechanics. We'll see it as he starts to go into his windup here. He gets right up on top. There's no wasted motion in that release point. Consequently, is right out in front of him. So you talk about that good hard slider. You talk about his live fastball. He can throw those pitches where he wants to because of this economical delivery that he's got. It's really pretty.
Yeah, Roy, the biggest thing I like is, you talked about the balance point, but it's his release of the ball and where that, say, left foot kind of ends up. It's always over toward third base. He doesn't recoil. He's a big kid, 6'4", about 220. So he does a good job of getting over the mound, but it's also how he lets that ball go and then his follow through.
Another dribbler up the right side. Anderson has the same play. Another close play. Revere has hit a couple of rollers up the first baseline. He's been retired twice. Two gone. That'll bring up Hudson.
Well, part of Revere's game is speed, but he's got to hit it a little bit, maybe over toward the third base side rather than right there, because a pitcher able to make 2 times the same play off of Revere. Got to chop it to, toward third. Then he'll beat it out.
So 2 down here in the 3rd. Here's Orlando Hudson. Cracked a double to the gap in left center, and he gets a hack at the first pitch, 1 strike. One and one.
Let's take a look at Anderson, what Roy Smalley was talking about. There's the balance point right there, but once he hits the ground, that right foot, watch the left foot come through. You see how that hip turns? And that creates that good downward plane, and get your arm out front.
That's what I was talking about, Bert. The economy of that motion is such that his arm is up on top of him, and he creates a downward plane, but it's always in the same spot. He has no trouble finding the release point because everything's working right out in front of him, just like that. That is really good.
Nasty slider.
3 up, 3 down, 3rd. On to the 4th. It's 1-0 Oakland.
40 for the Circle Me Burt signs. And if you'd like to be circled with your sign, go to foxsportsnorth.com and click on the Circle Me tab. And tell us why your sign should be circled, and for a chance to maybe spend an inning up here in the booth with us. We're going to have a guest up here in a couple innings. The better the sign, of course, the more likely you'll be circled. Winning sections will be announced the morning before each game on foxsportsnorth.com and KFAN.com.
Here's Jack Cust, led off the second with a double and scored the only run of the game so far. And he lifts it foul out of play, 1-1. Grand Casino story of the game, as the games between Oakland and Minnesota have been this year a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I mean, Custa, leadoff double. Suzuki drove him over to third, and then the sacrifice fly by Davis for a 1-0 lead. Anderson, 3 shutout innings. Nick Blackburn, 8 ground ball out so far, only 1 fly ball out. So he's keeping the ball on the ground, other than he left that 3-2 pitch up on Cust. That Cust hit the double.
The fly ball out, the sacrifice fly off the bat of Davis for the only run of the game. 2-1 to Jack Cust. He will hit an occasional home run. He will strike out a lot, and he will walk a lot. Two and two, led the team in home runs each of the last 3 years, and might do it again this year. Kuzmanov right now leading the team with 14. Just off the plate, and it's a full count. 289 at bats, 106 strikeouts. Now a roller, Hudson in short right field, plants and fires. Good play for the first out of the 4th inning. Here's your invitation to visit the official online shop of the Minnesota Twins at twinsbaseball.com. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, authentic classics for the whole family. Geared up for the postseason at the official source, the twinsbaseball.com shop. Accept no substitutes. 1 gone in the 4th. Here's Kurt Suzuki. Advanced the runner with a ground ball to Kadire, his first time up. Now a ground ball to Hardy. Blackburn continues to get the A's to pound it into the dirt.
Yeah, 10 ground ball outs. He's keeping his infield very, very busy. And really, that's what Blackburn's been able to do since he came back from that minor league assignment he had, where he made some starts down there. He said himself he had a chance to relax a little bit, tried to stay back, work on his delivery, and he's taken it right back up to the major league level with him, that consistency down in the strike zone.
2 down, and here's Davis. Squares to bunt, takes a strike. Two strikes.
Good pace of the ball game, I think, because it's the home plate umpire, John Hirschbeck, behind the plate. He is a guy that I think just does a good job of being fair to both sides. Last night we saw Jerry Crawford. That's why that game lasted 3.5 hours. I thought he was very inconsistent. This guy is a very good umpire, I think, to the hitters and the offense.
Davis will try to limp that off, a foul ball off his foot. 3 games of note for the Twins. Of course, the White Sox game. Twins have the same record as the Yankees. They're a half game behind the Rays, and the Rays have just tied up their game against the Angels in St. Petersburg.
And the Yankees have to play the Orioles, and the Orioles are playing very good baseball under Buck Showalter.
Yeah, they're ahead right now 2-1, and Tigers and White Sox are scoreless, bottom of the 4th. Inside, 2-2. And a little fly ball to center. Revere coming over, and he'll play it on a hop. It was on a very similar ball last night that Denard Span tried to make a diving catch, and he came up just short, but in the process jammed his shoulder. And for that reason, Revere gets a chance to start, and Span gets a chance to sit.
And Joe Mauer came to the ballpark a little banged up over playing all 3 games there in Chicago, so he gets the night off. Told Ron Gardenhire he'd like to be out there again tomorrow. Dallas Braden starting for the Oakland A's, another left-hander.
Romero chops it to second. Easy play for Hudson. Boy, not only ground balls, but just 3 and 4 hoppers and easy plays. Blackburn comes off the mound down 1-0. By Grand Casino. The best stories start here. By Lincoln Mercury. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Delmon Young has taken a strike from Brett Anderson, leading off the Twins' 4th. And off the plate, 1-1. Young with a ground ball to the shortstop with Hudson at second and 1 out. Hudson tried to advance to third and was thrown out handily. This one lifted to right, and Davis sprints toward the line for the catch. 1 away. We must have gotten the trivia question right last night in Chicago, but for the life of me, I can't think of what the answer was. So, with Justin Morneau sitting in the dugout.
Well, one was Albert Bell, I remember.
Okay.
And Nellie Fox, was that the one?
Yep. Who are the 3 former MVPs currently on the disabled list? Well, there's a freebie here. We got Justin Morneau.
That's all we need is one.
Cuddyer takes a ball. Cuddyer hit a ground ball to second to wrap up the first inning. And up high now, 2-0. Morneau reporting to the clubhouse today saying he feels pretty good, but not to the point yet where he's going to be able to do a full day of baseball activity. And of course the Twins and Morneau are running out of time here in the regular season.
Well, the Twins have been very patient with him. You know, I mean, he has a concussion, and it's just kind of wait and see.
3-1.
The instructional league started for the Twins down in Fort Myers, Florida, and that would be the only place that I would imagine that Justin would go to face live pitching. You can face some batting practice here, but you want to see, you know, game type of situations before Justin would even think about maybe joining the Twins.
Anderson trying to come back from 3-0 with Cuddyer at the plate, and he throws one down the middle, a fastball, and Cuddyer might have been looking for that slider. He's gone, out number 2.
And strikeout number 4 for Brett Anderson. A fastball right there, and definitely Cuddyer looking something else.
So 2 down. And Jim Thome will hit. Thome on a check swing on a 3-2 pitch. Just sent a little two-hopper back to Anderson, who threw him out. Down and away, ball 1. He's trying to get this thing even up here, and at this point in the 4th inning, it might take a Thome long ball to do it. Foul and out of play. 1-1. Twins will face a left-hander tomorrow and Sunday. So they'll face 4 straight left-handed starting pitchers. Thome chops it toward first. Barton is there. And he flips to Anderson, and Anderson has another quick 1-2-3 inning. Through 4, it's 1-0 Oakland.
Minneapolis, this is now our time to shine in the glory.
We're at Target Field, first of a 6-game homestand. Roy Smalley, Marty Gellner, Bert Blylev, and Dick Bramer. With the A's in front right now, 1-0. They got a 2nd inning run after a leadoff double. Chris Carter will face Nick Blackburn in search of his first major league hit. He's now 0 for 25. And he takes a wave with the first pitch, 1 strike. Carter, Pennington, and Chris.
I would think if you're Chris Carter now, instead of being relaxed, you're kind of very tight up there. 2 straight breaking balls right there. Now it's starting to, it's a mind game now. You get great numbers in the minor leagues, great minor league career, but can he do it here? And now, there's doubters out there, and it's 25 at bats. And the only way he's going to relax a little bit is if he just hits a doink somewhere or finally gets that base hit.
Two strikes to Chris Carter. Now, he did walk once.
So he knows what first base feels like.
He knows where it's at.
Yeah.
You got a feel for the young man. He's got all the physical tools in the world. He's just off to a slow start.
Well, yeah, and that's one place you don't want to do it, is it up here at the major league level. Yeah, he's just 23 years old. Originally with the White Sox. And came over to Oakland A's in a trade for Dan Herron trade. Back in 2007.
On a half swing, he made contact to keep the at-bat alive.
Well, Blackburn able to get 11 ground ball outs because of this, the location of those pitches.
Pretty good grouping down there, down and away. And here's a high fly to left. Delman Young runs to the corner to make the catch, 1 away.
Well, we have some nice guests here today. Steve Barber, Jim Barber, your son Steve, and your grandson Max. And you're here to enjoy the ball game up in our booth. You're in our lucky section here tonight. Congratulations. Enjoy the game.
One down in the fifth. Cliff Pennington will hit. Pennington's been hitting the skids offensively. Hit a ground ball to short his first time up. And Blackburn delivers strike one, his 70th pitch of the ball game.
Yeah, good changeup right there. We've seen the breaking ball over for a strike. Again, has outpitched that good sinking fastball.
Now he clips the inside corner.
Good location of that pitch.
Just missed the corner. 1-2. Ground ball to short. 2 away. Possibility of postseason games here at Target Field very strong. And because of the large Twins season ticket base, the ticket opportunity for the general public is limited. If you're interested in purchasing postseason tickets, applicants must fill out and submit the registration form on www.twinsbaseball.com by Monday. Please visit twinsbaseball.com for all the details, and remember, you must register for this ticket opportunity by Monday. As great a ballpark as this is, and as excited as we all are about the prospect of having postseason baseball here, the capacity here is 15,000 fewer than the Metrodome. So ticket demand is going to be unprecedented here should the Twins get into postseason play. And boy, we all hope to get to the World Series. Can you imagine the demand for World Series tickets in this wonderful ballpark in its first season?
Well, let's hope it happens.
2 strikes. Coco Crisp singled, advanced to second in the third. He pulls it into the right field corner. It'll be a hit. And it'll be an extra base hit for Crisp. So Blackburn got ahead of him, and then Crisp hooked one into the corner for a 2-out double.
Blackburn pretty upset at himself, I'm sure, right now, because of not only the location, but what the count was. It was 0-2. He was ahead in the count, and that fastball left about thigh high, and Crisp did not miss it. Ends up picking up a double, a 2-out double, and the 5th hit for the Oakland A's.
Blackburn's gotten Barton twice to pound it into the dirt. We'll see if he can get him again here to get the Twins off the field in the 5th.
I never minded giving up an 0-2 hit because I was aggressive in the strike zone. It's just that, you sometimes look back and you say, why didn't I hit my spot? They tried to go in. You left it out over the plate, and Crisp got the double.
Ball 1 to Barton. Hit a comebacker to the mound and then hit a ground ball to Hudson. Two and 0. Scoop by Butera. You look at the scores of the season series: 5-4, 4-3, 5-4, 4-3, 2-0, 4-2. And it appears like we're headed for another similarly low-scoring game again here tonight.
Well, you have the best You have the best pitching staffs in the American League. Starters and relievers both have very good bullpens.
Mentioned before, Barton leads the major leagues with 101 walks. Blackburn delivers a strike to make it 3-1.
The A's pitching staff combined 3.59 earned run average, the best in the American League. The Twins at 3.77. The starters for the Oakland A's, even though they're only 2 games over 500 as a staff, they're at 3.56. The Twins are 27 games over 500 as a starting staff. They have an ERA combined at 4. So Oakland A's starters, the reason that they don't have a lot of wins is they have not had a lot of run support. And the first walk of the ball game by either pitcher goes to Blackburn here.
Barton drawing his 102nd walk. You can submit a question or comment to us online at carsoup.com/baseball. Doug Lee from Frazee wondering whether a wild card team has ever won the World Series.
Oh, yes.
In fact, they did it 3 years in a row earlier this decade. Here's Mark Ellis taking a strike. The Marlins were the first team to do it back in 1997. Managed back then by Jim Leland. And then the Angels in 02. The Marlins again in 03, managed by Jack McKeon. And then the Red Sox in 04.
Yeah, against the Colorado Rockies.
1-1, Blackburn.
And you wonder why. It's momentum. You know, like Seattle, when they won 116 ball games, they didn't have much momentum going in, and the Yankees ended up sweeping them in 3 games.
And Ellis pushes one through the right side. Runner around third, Chris coming in. Repko's throw to the plate. Not in time, and now Hudson cuts behind Ellis. And they got to watch the runner at third. Now they're going to get him in a rundown. And Hudson, they get the out at third. A run scores, the bottom line. Crisp scores from second on the Ellis single, and Oakland leads 2-0.
The Twins will come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing Oakland 2-0. They haven't scored yet tonight, but they're coming off a series in Chicago where they scored 26 runs against the White Sox. There were 9 different innings where the Twins scored in that series, and every one of those was a multi-run inning. The Twins did not have a 1-run inning at any time in that 3-game series against the White Sox. And I asked Ron Gardenhire about putting up crooked numbers against Chicago, and Gardy said, I don't know why that happened. I don't care why that happened. I'm just glad that it happened. Dick and Bert, I think Gardy would love to see it continue and maybe get a crooked number here in the 5th.
Yeah, down by a couple of runs. The Twins need to get something going here. Thank you, Marty. Valencia takes down and away ball 1. And remember, in the series before the Chicago series in Cleveland, the Twins had a tough time scoring 1 run at a time. That was a low-scoring series. And now they come into this series, and they'll face some really good young pitching the Oakland A's have in their pitching staff.
Yeah, Brad Anderson's retired 7 straight.
Valencia drives it high and deep to left center field. This is back, and it is gone! A home run! His 3rd as a big leaguer, and it's 2-1.
Well, he jumped on a fastball right there from Anderson. And there's half of the runs back that the Twins were down. Good swing right there by Danny Valencia. picking up his 3rd home run and his 30th RBI of the year.
And now Hardy, who singled to center, takes outside ball 1. 1 is hardly a crooked number. It's the straightest number in the world. The Twins need to get another one here. Awkward swing and a strike, 1-1.
Well, that slider down and in. We've seen opponents against Liriano have that same type of awkward swing. Good downward break. But Anderson let that fastball up to Valencia, and he didn't miss it.
And a call strike, 2-2.
You know, in Chicago, Ron Coomer was down in that camera well. We had a chance to talk to Ron about Danny Valencia. And, you know, Roy Smalley's down there. And hopefully after Hardy gets a base hit right here, we'll have a chance to hear Roy Smalley's description of what makes Danny Valencia such a consistent hitter at the major league level. Because, boy, he's putting some good at-bats together.
Hardy flips it foul. Still 3-2. You know, when he came back after missing a few games because of the hamstring pull, took him a couple of games to get going. But, boy, the consistency, I think, is what has been the most amazing. It's a drive to right. And caught out there by Davis. One away. A couple of well-hit balls here for the Twins in the 5th. But Valencia, it seems like every night Roy Smalley gets at least one hit.
His consistency has been remarkable, hasn't it, guys? What I think is really exciting about this young man is that he has as much power as anybody on the team. We watched him in batting practice. He could go in the top deck in left field from a power standpoint in batting practice. But as a young hitter, he's come up and not tried to do that. He knows how to get base hits the other way. He uses the whole field. And most of the really great hitters that I've seen that have developed into good power hitters as well have started with the ability to get a lot of base hits using the whole field, and they've learned how to translate that into the power that they have naturally. It looks to me like Danny Valencia is going to be that kind of hitter, a young man that can be content with hitting the ball to right field if that's what the pitcher's giving him, but can also hit the ball out of the ballpark an awful long ways. He's a strong kid.
Well, I remember he hit his first Major League home run in Kansas City, had the grand slam off of Zach Greinke. And then here on the last homestand against the Angels, or a couple homestands ago, he had a solo home run off of Jarrett Weaver. So the first left-hander that he's hit a home run off of. Brett Anderson.
2-1 to Repko. Checked his swing. 3-1 with Drew Butera on deck. Popped up, straight up. Suzuki near the Twins on deck circle. Straddles the weighted bat. Didn't step on it, thankfully for him. Makes the catch, out number 2. AT&T Trivia question. 3 former MVPs are on the disabled list. Justin Morneau is one of them, and
that's all we need.
We get any part of the answer correct, we consider it a correct answer. Chipper Jones and Dustin Pedroia also on the disabled list. Pedroia won it the year before Morneau did. Here's Drew Butera, and he takes ball 1. Chipper Jones, Atlanta Braves, now falling 3 games behind the Phillies. Still leading in the wild card race.
Yeah, Chipper's talked about retiring maybe at the end of this year. Of course, their manager Bobby Cox is going to call it quits.
Official word today that Joe Torre is going to resign from the Dodgers at the end of this season. Don Mattingly will replace him. Here's Butera hooking one down the line, but it's hooking foul. You wonder whether Torre has got one more job left in him.
Going back to New York?
Well, the Mets are probably going to have an opening. Not going to go back to the Yankees, I don't think. But you look at the teams that look to have openings or might very well. Toronto going to have an opening. The Braves. The Cubs. The Mets, some people feel that Jerry Manuel won't survive the winter. There'll be no shortage of people who I'm sure would be interested in having Torrey come aboard as their manager.
How about up in Seattle?
Yeah, but see, that's going to be an opening. I just don't see that as a fit.
Right.
I could see Torrey at Wrigley Field. I could see Torrey, managing in New York again.
How about Joe Torre going to Chicago and Ozzie Guillen going to the Marlins?
Joe Torre managing the White Sox?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want that. 2-2. Here's Butera.
Well, why don't you just tell him where you want him to go, and maybe he'll go there.
I can't even get my kids to listen to me. Why would Joe Torre listen to me? 3-2 to the number 9 hitter. Ben Revere would hit next. And a high fly to center. It's in the ballpark. And Coco Crisp with the catch. Each team gets a run in the 5th inning. Danny Valencia's home run cuts the Oakland lead in half.
There tomorrow as the Twins take on the A's. Coverage begins tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Your game day forecast is brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. It will be a cool afternoon. First pitch temperature 56 degrees, some sunshine, and a breeze from the northwest.
There you go. Happy 10th birthday to you. Very nice sign. Back in school.
Yeah. Mixed emotions, I'll bet. Celebrating your birthday, but you're back in school this time of year. Here's Jack Cuss to lead off the 6th for Oakland. A's have taken advantage of a couple of doubles against Nick Blackburn to score a couple of runs. This one hit deep to the left field corner. A long run for Delman Young, and that's a home run. Cuss to the opposite field, right down the line, and the A's lead has grown back to 2.
Boy, Jack Cuss continues to torture Nick Blackburn. That's 10 hits now and 18 at-bats against Blackburn, and his second career home run against Blackie. So Cuss hitting his 12th home run, and just like that, the A's get that run back that Danny Valencia put on the board for the Twins.
Out there in the left field bleachers. So Cuss with a leadoff double in the 2nd, and he scored. Now a leadoff home run in the 6th. And there's strike 1 to Suzuki. Baltimore leading the Yankees. Tampa Bay Angels tied. White Sox leading Detroit. So depending on how things break, if the Twins can come back and win this game, they might have the best record in the major leagues. But they've got a tough assignment, down a couple of runs to a very good pitcher. Suzuki with a couple of ground ball outs, and he's up there now with 2 strikes. Looks like another ground ball out. Valencia over to Cuddyer, 1 away. Tickets are available for the upcoming series against the Indians. And to get fans in the optimistic postseason spirit, the first 30,000 fans at each game against Cleveland will receive a classic Homer hanky from last year's run. You can log on to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS to order tickets for the Indians game next week.
Well, I still picture in '87 those Homer hankies, what the fans meant, you know, for those 4 games that we played here at the Metrodome and won the World Series. Unbelievable.
2-0 Chicago, bottom of the 6th, the first of a 3-game weekender with the Tigers. Kind of a misnomer last year. The Twins had their Homer. Twins fans had their Homer hankies, but the Twins didn't hit a home run in the Yankee series. One and one. Rajai Davis hooks it foul. Twins were out-homered in the division series with the Yankees last year, 6-0.
Glenn Perkins starting to get up in the Twins bullpen. 91 pitches for Blackburn, 60 have been strikes. 1 walk, no strikeouts.
Poke to the right side. Kadire can wait for the second out. Davis half-heartedly leaves the box. He's retired. Out number 2. Log on to FoxSportsNorth.com to watch exclusive film breakdown of the Miami Dolphins with Vikings head coach Brad Childress to preview Sunday's home opener. Here's Akinori Iwamura. Iwamura singled his first time up and then hit a bouncer to Hudson. I don't think people in baseball are too surprised the A's are right around the 500 mark. And I don't think too many people are surprised that they're in second place with a record of about 500. What's surprising is who's in first place.
And where the Angels are.
And where the Angels are, exactly.
Right.
I mean, this has been a hugely disappointing year for the Angels, who are 4 games below 500, and they're trying to do the Twins a favor in St. Petersburg. Beat the Rays once or twice this weekend. Bouncer to third. Blackburn gets the 3 ground ball outs he was hoping to get, but after the Jack Huss home run, and it's still 3-1.
This is in the second inning off of Rajai Davis's fly ball. Jason Repko made a good throw. Butera had to get it on that short hop, but Jack Huss ends up scoring the first run for the Oakland A's. Great shot right there by our cameras.
Ben Revere will lead off the sixth. Twins down a couple of runs. It'll be Revere, Hudson, and Young. And Revere has hit a couple of numbers up the first baseline. Anderson's thrown him out on close plays each time. So officially is a big leaguer 0 for 3. And now, tumbling off the mound, Anderson throws. Barton does a nice job scooping it and keeping a foot on the bag. So Revere tried to squirt one the other way for a base hit, one away.
Yeah, Anderson has been busy when Rivera's on the at the plate. All 3 times Anderson has retired Revere on a 1-3 putout. We'll see Anderson diving, and then from his buttocks gets it over there. Nice pick over there by Barton for the first out.
Here's Orlando Hudson. Strike on the outside corner. Hudson doubled off the fence and left back in the first inning, and then was thrown out trying to advance on a ground ball to the left side. And then he struck out in the third. One and two. Twins have done nothing to string anything together. For one thing, Anderson hasn't given up any walks. And the Twins have just 3 hits, 1 each in 3 different innings.
Well, I like the pace that he has. You know, he gets back on that pitching rubber, looks for the sign.
Way over on the third base side of the pitching rubber.
He's done a good job of working both sides of the plate. And then that slider, that's his strikeout pitch. Strikeout number 5, getting Hudson for the second time.
Here's tonight's in-game box score presented by Mass Mutual.
For the Twins, you can see the double by Hudson, the solo home run by Valencia. J.J. Hardy continuing to swing a good bat. That base hit that he had on an 8-game hitting streak and having a very good month of September. That's been it.
Young takes ball 1. Delman 0 for 2. Hit a grounder to short and hit a fly ball to right. And now 2-0. Just a couple of 3-ball counts that I can remember with Anderson on the mound.
He had that 1 3-ball count to Kadire in the 4th inning and then struck Kadire out.
That's 3-0, right?
Yep.
There's a high fly to right center. And Davis makes the catch. And another 1-2-3 inning for Anderson, his 3rd of the evening. McDonald's. Try one of our 3 new Angus snack wraps. They're full of unbeatable flavor. Buy Toyota. There are many reasons to buy a Toyota, and now's the perfect time to get yours during Toyota's National Clearance Event. And by the fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Qwest. Chris Carter ready for that first pitch fastball from Nick Blackburn. He hit it hard, but foul, 1 strike. Carter, Pennington, and Chris facing Blackburn here in the 7th, approaching the 100 pitch mark. Checked his swing, 1-1. And it looked like he missed that by about a foot.
Yeah, good hard slider right there by Blackburn.
1-2.
This will be pitch number 100 for Nick Blackburn. Well, he's kept the club in the ball game. You know, he was down 2-1. He got the run back off Valencia's home run, but then he gave up that home run to Jack Cust.
And he misses inside 3-2. And Carter's drawn 1 walk in 27 plate appearances. Bowser to short. 1 away.
Let's take a look at our mountain game summary, and it came into the 2nd inning. The first run scored by the Oakland A's. Close play at home plate, but Jack Cust scoring. And then in the 5th inning, Ellis taking that pitch the other way. He drove in a run. Down 2-1 or 2-0. Danny Valencia hitting a solo home run, made it a 2-1 ball game. And Jack Cust hits a solo home run in the 6th inning.
At the Mountain Dew game summary. Blackburn trying to wrap things up here in the 7th. Maybe his team can get a couple of runs here. Here's a drive to the gap in right center. Pennington has been in a slump. And a nice play out there in right center field with Repko flipping it to Revere, and Pennington held to a double.
Yeah, that might have been a triple right there. We've seen balls in that right center area gap really take off. There's a lot of room out there. Pennington, good swing on that ball right there, hitting it in that gap in right center. The ball going all the way to the warning track. Repko chases it down, but then quickly flips to Revere and probably held him to a double. If Revere, if he does not flip that ball and his momentum keeps going, Pennington probably makes it to 3rd with his speed.
Here's Coco Crisp with a couple of hits. And a high pop-up. Blackburn getting so many ground ball outs. This one caught by Orlando Hudson for a big 2nd out. Time for the Qwest high-speed pitch, brought to you by Qwest high-speed internet.
Yeah, Brett Anderson at 94, as Blackburn has been.
And if they're pitching in Chicago, they each would have been in at 103. That gun was hot. I don't care that Mark Burley, his changeup was clocked at 70. That gun just seemed really hot to me. Here's Derek Barton. Barton walked his last time up for the 102nd time this year. The A's got a big 2-out hit from Mark Ellis in the 5th to drive in their 2nd run, and they're looking for another one here in the 7th. One and one.
Good breaking ball right there by Blackburn.
One and two.
2 starts ago, Blackburn threw 110 pitches in that game against the Texas Rangers, where he ended up winning and beating the Rangers. 7 very good innings. And this is pitch 109. And hopefully it'll get him out of this inning.
2 and 2. Blackburn's next scheduled start would be the homestand finale against Cleveland. But again, the Twins have the option of maybe inserting Scott Baker in there. Twins have an off day the following Thursday. If they wanted to give everybody some extra time, they could insert Baker and bring everybody back on the road trip. And Blackburn strikes out. Derek Barton to end the inning. Pennington left at second. Stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica.
Down to the ground. I need some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out and we all want game.
Have been held in check here tonight by Brett Anderson. Nick Blackburn apparently out of the ball game after 7 innings. A quality start, just didn't get much run support tonight.
No, you need run support, but don't tell the Oakland A's that, because their staff hasn't had a lot of run support this year. But a quality start for Blackburn. All 5 of his starts since coming back from the minor leagues have been quality starts.
Breaking pitch left up to Kadire. No run support yet for Nick Blackburn. If the Twins can get 3 runs here in the 7th, Blackburn might still get win number 10. Pounded foul, 1-1. Tigers have tied it up against the White Sox, 2-2, top of the 7th. Finally breaking through against former Tiger Edwin Jackson. Gabe Gross in right field.
And Davis moving from right to left.
There's a flare to right. And Gross is there to make the catch.
So Chris Carter coming out of the ball game.
Kadire retired, and Jim Thome will come to the plate. Thome with a couple of weak ground balls. And he takes a very slow breaking ball for strike 1. Pitch up high. And he's not rearing back and giving Thome any fastballs to swing at here. Everything in this at bat, at least, has been off speed stuff. Got ahead of him now, 1-2. John Roush, Jeff Manship warming up in the Twins' pen. Fastball off the plate, and Thome watches it sail wide, 2-2. That's to left, and a tumbling catch by Davis for out number 2. Time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, the only run the Twins have mustered so far against Anderson.
That came off the bat of Danny Valencia in the 5th inning, led off the inning by getting an Anderson fastball and hitting it into the bullpen area. That made it a 2-1 ball game.
Valencia struck out the first time he saw Anderson, homered the next time. And he takes a strike. .94 pitches for Anderson. The Twins will face Dallas Braden tomorrow. It's a noon game. Bobby Kramer Sunday afternoon.
Michael Wirtz warming up in the A's bullpen.
Minnesota native. 1-1 to Valencia. 2-1. They just need a bloop and a blast in that order. Or a walk. And a rare 3-ball count. Since Valencia's home run, Anderson's retired everybody. Three and two. And so Anderson has shown the ability to pick up strikeouts seemingly at will with that slider down and in. We'll see if that's what Valencia gets here. After Valencia hit the home run off a fastball. There's the bloop. Well, Valencia did his job. We'll see if Hardy can provide the blast. Got the slider and fought it off the right field.
He gets a second hit in the ball game for himself, but the fourth hit for the Twins. Now breaking ball left up a little bit. Good swing by Danny over the head of the leaping Ellis in the right field.
Hardy singled in the second. Hit a one-hopper past Pennington, and then he lined out to right. Hit the ball pretty sharply to the right fielder, the then right fielder, Rajai Davis. Down and in ball one. And Anderson about to deliver his 100th pitch. Two and 0. A's with good starting pitching. They've also got a pretty effective bullpen. Closer Andrew Bailey's been outstanding. There's a strike, 2-1.
Try to keep that ball down and away, and that's what Anderson's been able to do. Make him hit it the other way. Now they're going in.
That's down the right field line, and a long run for Gross. Gets back in the seats. 2-2. To J.J. Hardy. Now 3-2 with Repko on deck. And with the full count and 2 out, Valencia can leave early from first. Ball 4, the first walk issued by Anderson. And it gets the tying run aboard. It gets Valencia to second, and it'll get Bob Guerin out of the dugout.
I saw Michael Wirtz, and he's motioned out to the bullpen to bring in Michael Wirtz.
So the Twins finally get Anderson out of the game with a 2-out single and a walk. were down a couple to Chicago and Edwin Jackson, but they've erupted for 4. Alex Avila with a 2-run double to give the Tigers a lead against Scott Linebrink. The Angels have taken a lead on the Rays. The Rays, the only team in baseball with a better record than the Twins, and they may be losing the series opener to Mike Scioscia's crew tonight. And so here the Twins will hope to get a big comeback hit against Austin, Minnesota's Michael Wirtz.
Yeah, Michael Wirtz came out of spring training with some tendonitis in that right shoulder, was not activated until early May, making his 45th relief appearance in his second season with the Oakland A's. Good sinking fastball in the low 90s, good slider, and a changeup.
Now Jason Repko, who has hit a pop-up to short, and he's fouled out to the catcher. Fastball's up, ball 1. Putting some batting gloves on, took batting practice. He may hit for Butera, who would hit next. Swing and a miss. Repko's got to do his part, though, and extend the inning.
Yeah, that's a slider right there. Very good slider.
One and one to Jason Repko. 1-2.
Another good slider, good location.
Blocked by Suzuki. Keeps the tying run out of scoring position. Valencia at second, Hardy at first, and if this ball kicks to the side, a single would tie the game.
Yeah, that ball landing in front of home plate. Suzuki utilizing that chest protector to deaden the ball. So he tried to go with maybe a harder slider and threw it right in front of the plate.
Austin Jackson just homered for Detroit. They lead Chicago 6-2. Repko dribbles it. This is going to be a tough play. Repko is safe. The inning continues. And Butera in the on-deck circle, but for how long? Here comes Mauer. Everybody standing here as the Twins try to come back from a 2-run deficit. And with 2 outs, they've gone single, walk, single for this moment.
Yeah, you saw Joe Mauer loosen up right there, but maybe between innings. And it's one thing that Target Field has is the batting cages underneath. They can hit off a tee. It's not only the home, also the visitors have the same thing for situations like this. You know, hitters sometimes will be sitting there, even though they're not playing. I know Jim Thome uses it a lot when he's DH, and he'll go back in that back room and hit off the tee just to stay loose. So this is something here at Target Field that has really helped the guys off the bench. Joe Mauer 0 for 5 off the bench so far. And Bob Guerin again coming out. And there'll be a pitching change.
Maybe he's had Craig Breslow warming up down there in his bullpen. And the A's will answer with a move of their own with the bases full and 2 out. a guy he used to catch when Craig Breslow was with the Twins. The Oakland lefty has really done well since moving to the West Coast.
Yeah, very good numbers for Breslow, making his 68th relief appearance, 3.31 ERA. Opponents hitting just 167 off of him. Excuse me, 197. Left-handers hitting 184.
Bauer's faced him 5 times. He's gotten 2 hits and a walk. Twins have the bases loaded. Hardy at second base represents the tying run. Maybe if this were the 9th inning, the Twins would pinch run for Hardy. They have faster players who can play short, but they'll leave Hardy in at second. And Mauer swings at the first pitch and fouls it.
Yeah, we've seen Breslow when he was in a Twins uniform for him. He'll come right at you. He doesn't walk a lot of guys. Fastball not overpowering, but he's got that nasty little hard breaking ball.
One strike to Mauer. And Suzuki has to come out of his crouch to catch ball 1.
40,681 fans here tonight on their feet.
Moments like this, Bert, where the intimacy of this ballpark make this a really special place to be. There are fans here who I'm sure feel like they can reach out and touch Joe Mauer. They're so close to home plate. Two and one to Mauer. Popped up, left field. Davis coming in, makes the catch. So Mauer retired by Breslow. The Twins leave the bases full and still trail by 2. Alex Rodriguez with a home run for the Yankees, and they go to the bottom of the 9th at Camden Yards with New York leading 4-3. They started the game with the same record as the Twins. And John Rouse comes out of the Twins bullpen. Looks like the Twins were just one hit away from maybe getting Nick Blackburn a win here tonight, but that's not going to happen.
Nope, and hopefully John Rouse can put a 0 on the board here in the top of the 8th inning, making his 55th relief appearance. Rouse worked one time in that Chicago series. He worked on Wednesday. He threw 10 pitches, 5 for strikes in just a third of an inning.
Here's Mark Ellis, got an RBI single back in the 5th inning. And he takes strike 1. And missing low, 1-1. The A's again for the last 4 games have scored 3 runs in each game. They've scored 3 again here tonight. There's a drive to center. Revere going back, getting his first chance, and he makes the catch. So 1 down. Twins and A's will wrap up the series Sunday, and you can walk away with a Denard Span wind-up walker. First 10,000 fans will receive the promotion presented by ESPN 1500, the Twins radio home. Game time 1:10 on Sunday. Limited tickets are available. Call 800-33-TWINS or log on to twinsbaseball.com. 1 gone in the 8th. Here's Jack Cust. A leadoff double and a run scored in the 2nd. And then a leadoff opposite field home run in the 6th. One and 0. Two strikes. Twins put a shift on for Cust, similar to the shift that the teams put on for Thome. Here's a drive to left, and Young on the edge of the track makes the catch on number 2. And that'll bring up Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki with 3 ground balls, 1 to first, 1 to short, 1 to third.
Yeah, Blackburn in his 7th inning, 17 ground ball outs, only 3 fly ball outs.
And Roush clips the corner.
And he waited till the last hitter he faced, Martin, to pick up the strikeout.
And a soft liner to left. Roush with that overhand breaking ball, and Suzuki whacked it to left field for a 2-out single.
Yeah, he left it about high, and Suzuki a little out front, but he got the base hit. Oakland picks up their 9th hit of the ball game, the first off of John Roush.
Davis has a hit, also has a sacrifice fly, 1 for 2 on the night. Twins down by a couple, but their magic number, for those of you who don't know exactly what that means, might go down a tick anyway, with the White Sox losing now to Detroit. It's a combination of Twins wins or Chicago losses that makes up the magic number. And then if you're on the other side of it, like the White Sox are, then it becomes a tragic number. Any combination of 8 Twins wins or Chicago losses, and they're out of contention. Two and 1 to Davis. And another base hit. Suzuki will round second, head for third. Revere throws it to Hudson. We haven't had the opportunity to see Revere play much, but he does not have much of an arm, so teams will run on him on a regular basis.
Well, that's a tough play right there, because he's got to go to his left and just get the ball back in, and with 2 outs, Suzuki was off and running.
So Roush gets the first 2 men, then the next 2 get singles, and with Iwamura up, Ron Gardenhire will get the baseball and bring in Glenn Perkins.
series against the Indians. It'll also be another Schweigert's $1 a Dog Day, presented by Country Hearth Bakeries. Hot dogs will be just $1 at select concession stands. Limit 2 per person while supplies last. Tickets are limited. Call 800-33-TWINS and join the fun of Schweigert's $1 a Dog Monday.
Glenn Perkins coming in out of the bullpen, making his 7th appearance. He made one start earlier this year against the Chicago White Sox. Has to get the final out here in the 8th inning.
The A's are trying to put together a rally here. Suzuki and Davis with 2-out singles, and now newly acquired Iwamura, left-handed batter, will face Glenn Perkins. Iwamura singled his first time up against Blackburn. Davis a threat to steal. Perkins needs to keep an eye on him. Outside with a fastball. Twins saw Iwamura when he was a second baseman for the Tampa Bay Rays. Might even have been the Devil Rays back then. And the Rays have lost tonight to the Angels 4-3. So the team with the best record in the major leagues, the Tampa Bay Rays, have lost, which means they now have the same record as the Yankees and Twins. So right now there's no team in baseball with a better record than the Minnesota Twins. 1-1 to Iwamura. 1-2.
Good fastball right there by Perkins, outer half of the plate.
One and 2. Davis goes. Called third strike. And Iwamura barks and John Hirschback. So the A's strand 2, bottom of the 8th coming up. Twins down a pair.
Here at Target Field, down 3-1. After the final out, we'll bring you Quest Twins Live, including the Toyota postgame wrap. Royce Smalley and Anthony LaPanta will look at the awesome job Oakland starter Brett Anderson has done in 6 2/3 inning against the Twins. Plus, Danny Valencia's value. He hit his 3rd home run tonight. He's responsible for Minnesota's only run. And our instructional tonight, Dick and Bert, is on the fundamentals of the rundown. Odd that we would see a couple in the last couple of games that would be significant, but we'll show you the correct way to execute the rundown. It's all coming up after the final out.
Thank you, Marnie. Ben Revere taking strike 1 from Craig Breslow. Revere, Hudson, and Young. A little bit low, 1-1. Revere has hit the ball back to the pitcher 3 times tonight.
Yeah, good place to get his first major league hit right here.
Outside, 2-1. Breslow got Mauer to leave the bases full in the 7th. Three and 1. Of course, the Twins want to score. They need to score if they're going to win the ball game. If they can get guys on base, they can increase the likelihood Mauer would get another chance in the 9th inning. 3-2. Twins would love to bring Mauer back to the plate in a key spot in the 9th if they're still trailing. Full count to Revere. And he takes a walk. So Breslow, who's usually pretty good throwing strikes, misfires and Revere's aboard.
He took the 3-1 pitch, make him throw a strike, and then that 3-2 pitch was down in the strike zone.
So now Hudson, who doubled deep to left center field and then since has struck out twice against Anderson in that slider. Lifted foul over the Twins dugout. One strike to Hudson. 1-1. In the East, they keep whipsawing back and forth. They played each other and alternated wins, and now the Rays have lost, but the Yankees have won, so the Yankees have the best record by a half game over both the Twins and the Rays. 1-1 to Orlando Hudson. 1-2. Driven to center field. Playable for Crisp. One away. And that'll bring up Delmon Young.
Well, Delmon hit 2 home runs in that Chicago series. Yesterday, a 2-run home run. His 18th of the year. Leading the club with 102 runs driven in.
Revere checked it first. Tonight, Young has hit a ground ball to the left side and 2 fly balls to right field. 36 steals for Revere at Double-A. Foul back with Young at the plate. You wouldn't think, would you, that there'd be a likelihood of him taking off here, down 2 runs?
No, Breslow's got a pretty good move, too. Fastball. Delmon just gets underneath.
One strike to Young. Driven to right field. And this time it's Gross who makes the play. 2 away. So for the 3rd time tonight, Young flies out to right. And Kanaya will come to the plate. Seems hard to believe based on how he played here the first month of the season. But Michael Kanaya has not homered here at Target Field since early May.
Well, this would be a good time to get one now.
It's been more than 4 months since Kanaya has homered in his home ballpark. very high and away, ball one.
Well, Breslow has given up 8 home runs on the year.
And he takes a strike over the inside corner, 1-1. Trying to take advantage of the leadoff walk issued to Ben Revere. 1-2.
Good slider right there by Breslow. A little cutter. Good pitch.
Back to Breslow. Revere is walked. He's left aboard. And we go to the ninth. The Twins still down a couple of runs. Leading the Twins 3-1 in the series opener. And Glenn Perkins out there. He'll pitch to the A's here in the ninth inning.
And Matt Carson hitting for Gabe Gross.
Matt Carson pinch hitting for in what was Chris Carter's spot.
Yeah, then remember Gabe Gross moved over to right. So Carter getting an at-bat.
Carson,
excuse me.
Swing and a miss. 2 strikes. Perkins struck out Iwamura to quell the Rays threat in the 8th. And now it'll be Carson, Pennington, and Crisp in the 9th.
Carson in his 4th stint with the A's this year. Hitting at only 180, 11 hits and 61 at-bats.
Foul back. They're in the top of the 9th in Chicago with the Tigers leading 6-2. Play started today with the Twins' magic number of 8. Might go down in Chicago, and the Twins hope it'll go down again here in Minneapolis. Soft liner, Hardy with the catch, 1 away. Man has hunted and been hunted since the dawn of time. Joined the wild man Jared Allen of the Vikings and Tim Bo Hunter Wells for exciting big game hunts. Watch Relentless Pursuit Sunday at 9:30 on Fox Sports North.
Let's go turkey hunting.
Looks like a pretty serious show. Man has hunted and been hunted since the dawn of time. I didn't know that. As far as I know, I've hunted. I know that. But as far as I know, I've never been hunted.
As far as you know.
As far as I know. That's past Valencia into left field. Pennington has his second hit. So a one-out single for the A's will get Crisp to the plate with a man aboard. Andrew Bailey, the closer, is out there. He's been outstanding for the A's. Twins might have to mount a comeback against him, which won't be easy. They did send 4 men to the plate in the 8th, which means Mauer would hit 5th in the 9th if they can get that many guys to the plate. Inside, ball 1.
Yeah, you just saw Pennington get a base hit. He's a switch hitter. Here, Coco Crisp, a switch hitter. Crisp hitting .333 as a right-handed hitter.
Pennington, a pretty good base stealer in his own right. And Perkins keeps an eye on him.
Pennington at first base, 24 stolen bases. Been caught 5 times.
Called strike. The A's knew coming into the season they weren't going to be bashing people to death. So they've tried to use a running game to score some runs. I don't know that you want to go so far as to say the A's are trying to be ahead of the curve with the steroid era behind us, not the human growth hormone era. But I don't know whether baseball's going to head in that direction to that extreme. You still need to be able to hit the ball over the fence. And the A's, with Cust hitting one today, have only hit 92 home runs.
Again, that's one thing that the A's are looking to improve, hopefully over the winter. Again, very good pitching staff, pretty good defensive ball club. You know, they play in that Coliseum there in Oakland at times, especially at night. It's hard to hit balls out of that ballpark.
Soft liner. Oh, it's picked up by Hudson. He'll get a double play because Chris didn't run out of the box. Chris stood in the box and was easily doubled off. The A's are done in the 9th inning. Didn't know where the ball went.
A home run by Crisp right there. That gave the A's a 3-1 lead. Brett Anderson worked 6 2/3 innings. Very good baseball. He threw the ball extremely well. Good job by Breslow coming in relief. Now Andrew Bailey coming in, looking for save number 25 on the year. Spent some time on the disabled list, about 3 weeks.
All the numbers very good for Bailey. Only batting average around 200. Doesn't walk many people. Doesn't give up many home runs.
Yeah, last year's American League Rookie Pitcher of the Year when he saved 26 games for the A's.
Thome 0 for 3. He'll lead things off here in the ninth. Up and away. Thome, Valencia, Hardy. Repko would be due next, and then Mauer. On the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, Bailey with a good fastball, good curveball, and a changeup. He's got that 4-seam fastball and a 2-seam fastball. 2-seamer will sink.
Thome drives it to left. It's got some carry. But the left fielder Davis on the edge of the track makes the catch, 1 away. White Sox can't stop the bleeding. It's 8-2 Detroit. Tigers still batting top of the ninth.
The White Sox got swept just in Detroit when they were just in Detroit not too long ago. So the Tigers playing the White Sox well.
Here's Valencia, home run to left. And he fought off a slider from Anderson and dropped a base hit into right field. It came with 2 outs. Then there was a walk, then there was an infield hit, and the Twins had a threat. But Breslow got Mauer, and that left the bases full. Ball 1. So it'll be Valencia, then Hardy, and then we'll see what the Twins can and decide to do in the Repko at bat. You look at the bench, you say, well, Kubel and Span are there, but Span's got a bum shoulder. Kubel's got a bad wrist. Ron Gardenhire bemoaning the fact he really didn't have a backup outfielder for the game today. And then you're looking at switch hitters, Casilla, Tolbert, Punto, Morales, and Bluth. Bluth not a switch hitter, but now it's 3-0 to Valencia. Base runner of any kind gets the tying run to the plate. And a strike. Missed, and Valencia draws a 1-out walk. And that'll bring up Hardy. And Repko, at least for the time being, is in the on-deck circle. Bob Guerin's going to come to the mound here. I don't know where Kurt Young is. Ordinarily, a pitching coach would make this trip to the mound here.
Well, Guerin must have something to say.
Wasn't much.
I'm just looking for Kurt Young. I didn't see him earlier. Hopefully he's here.
And again, Ron Gardenhire's hands are in his pocket, and then they're kind of tied. Because I don't think he wants to use either Denard Span or Jason Kubel tonight. And Hardy will hit, and provided the game is still alive at that point, Repko's due next. Pitches up high, ball 1.
We've seen Nick Punto right there play some outfield.
Right. And that's part of the problem. Pinch hitting Repko, for Repko is one thing, but then you need to have somebody to play in the field. Right. And Span and Kubel are both nicked up. 2-0. So maybe what Bob Guerin saw was his outstanding closer, who rarely has control issues, walking the rookie Valencia. And now he's falling behind Hardy, 2-0.
Hardy should take a pitch right here.
That's a strike. And Tolbert on an elbow pad as if he's going to be asked to hit left-handed here. Ooh. John Hirschbeck calls it a strike, and it's 2-2. Going the Fox tracks, it caught the corner. 2-2 to Hardy. 3-2. Do you dare send Valencia? And it is going to be Tolbert hitting if the game's still alive.
I don't think they'll be sending him right here.
Outfield playing very deeply. Swing and a miss. Hardy's gone, and it'll be up to Tolbert to get Mauer to the plate.
Yeah, Bailey made that great pitch on that fastball away and then just overpowers J.J. Hardy with a good fastball.
And Hardy swung at what looked to be ball 4. And Tolbert will try to extend the game to get Mauer to the plate. When you look at a very good Oakland bullpen, all the Twins have mustered against the Oakland bullpen, just the scratch single by Repko. Outside a ball. Tolbert is a pinch hitter 0 for 2. Valencia goes, and it's ball 2. Well, first base is open now. Just go ahead and walk him. Wouldn't you think?
As I say, at least Bailey will know where he's at.
So Bailey walked Valencia, fell behind Hardy, nearly walked him, and now it's 2-0 to Tolbert.
And like J.J. Hardy, Tolbert will take a strike, make him throw a strike, especially with Joe Mauer on deck.
Pulled to the right side. Nice play by Ellis to end the game. Mark Ellis with a sensational play, taking a hit away from Tolbert. Mauer is left in the on-deck circle, and the A's have won the opener 3-1.
I'm surprised that Tolbert swung at that pitch, but what a heck of a play by Mark Ellis, ending the ball game on a very nice defensive play.
Jimmy John's delivery of the game from the Oakland starting pitcher.
Well, Brett Anderson, 6 2/3 innings. We had nasty stuff. 5 strikeouts, just 1 walk. Allowed only 4 hits in the 6 2/3 innings. He wins his 6th game of the year. And Nick Blackburn, the tough loser here today.